live. Yes. Hello, everybody. We're back again. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Mariska. How are you
Hi.
doing there? So, in far, far away Mexico.
I'm doing good. Not great. I'm doing good because there's a lot going on, and a little bit tired. Not very tired, but a little bit tired. And that's how I show up today. A little bit like, I don't know. We will see what happens today. And how are you showing up today? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Uh, Good in the meaning good, not like you like good, okay, but in between, a little bit better than you, but not like overwhelming, of course, because there's a lot of going on. And some things are driving me crazy. So um, anyway, and I'm still, I think I'm not the only one when I say I am busy with finding out what works and what doesn't work, and finding out who I am, what I do, and all kinds of things. But I'm really thrilled and really excited about the writing part. Back on track, and it's so great. And today we had a lovely peer meeting, and it was about a gift. And I don't know, I don't have this gift, and some of them, there were three people who had a gift, and I was listening. It was the gift of
Rhythm.
uh sorry.
Rhythm.
Yeah, gift of rhythm. Yeah, the gift of, you have the gift of rhythm, I think. Yeah, because I have the feeling that you have it. And I could listen for hours to everybody, because it was so interesting. When
Okay.
you do, yeah. But I would love, maybe you want to tell the people a little bit about the gift of rhythm, because what you know, because I think it's amazing.
Okay. Well, what I know about it by heart is that it has to do something with like having the need, or for me at least, it feels like a need to have some kind of rhythm in my life. And that can be like, I always have a morning routine. It's always the same. It's very boring, probably for a lot of people, but for me, I need it because if I'm not having it, my whole day is off. So, for example, if I was in the past, sometimes happen that all of a sudden something unexpected happens, and then I cannot do my rhythm or my habits, and my whole day feels off. So, yeah, for me, it's very important to follow those. Um, but that being said, it isn't like it's always the same. So I will change them up occasionally. All of a sudden, I will get the urge, like, okay, to stop one thing in the habit or in the routine, and do something totally different. But then I will repeat that over and over again until I feel the urge again to change it up again. And for me, it shows up mostly in the morning that I really need that, and a little bit in the evening. I think I have always a set time that I go to bed. Well, most of the time, not always, but if I'm at home and I don't have plans with friends or whatever, I have this rhythm that I do. I walk and I do put out the lights, and there's a rhythm to it. I prepare my coffee machine so that I only have to play or press on in the morning. Play press on in the morning, and then I will brush my teeth. I go to bed. I will always read like 1 or 2 pages in the book, and then I fall asleep. So for me, it's really in the morning and in the in the night. During the day, I haven't really noticed that I'm really following a routine per se, but maybe I'm not always aware of it. That's of course possible. Maybe there's more like things that I do in a certain way or whatever, but that's so normal for me that I don't see it. Maybe other people would see that, but I don't see that. And yeah, the rhythm, I just cannot live without it. If I don't have it, like I said, everything is off balance, everything feels strange, unknown, and I do not do very well with unknown things. I'm open for unknown things, but on the other hand, I always dread it also a little bit. If something all of a sudden is new in my life, I need time to adjust to it, find a way to, incorporate it into my life. And in the beginning, I always feel a little bit apprehensive about it. Like, for example, going into a lot of people think that I'm an extrovert, which I'm not, by the way. I'm an introvert.
No, it's because of your profile.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And
Really?
I can be very outgoing and,
Mhm.
very I can be very present and very fun and
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean that you're an extrovert, because I actually don't know how to explain the difference between an extrovert and an introvert, but I think the people know from themselves, what they are. And I talk a lot, but I don't say a lot.
Yeah, what I do know about you have the one free. Yeah, you talk about sometimes. Yeah, 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 yeah. But you do also say a lot. No, no, no.
Well, here in these sessions, because then
Yeah.
something is triggered, but I can also be very out there without being really like
Mhm.
vulnerable, open, or I'm just listening and sharing things I know, but that's not on a deep inner level. It's not
Mhm.
like what is really, who is Mariska really, and what
Mhm.
drives me, and that stuff. I'm very introverted about that. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to be first. You have to be secure, and you have to have a stable foundation.
yeah,
And if you have that, if you found that, you will be more outgoing. But at the before you if you don't have your foundation yet, before that, if you don't have a solid foundation, you are like some kind of a chameleon, and you wait until yeah, until you are do have the foundation, and then you have security, and then you are can be outgoing.
yeah. It's interesting that you bring that up, by the way. I want to share something about that because that comes up right now for me. That I am in the process the last couple of weeks of looking for that foundation outside of me. So, feeling as if I need someone else to provide me that foundation. And that's like in a partnership in love, but also with friends. And I'm really being confronted in a positive way, by the way, to um, find it in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that looking back in my life, I have always been looking outside myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, there's in the last 2 weeks, there's has been so many things happening to me that if I bring it back to the core of what it is, then it's all about finding that foundation within me. I don't need anybody else to provide it for me or take care of me, or I need to learn that it's all within me and I can find everything I need, and it answers, but also foundation and everything it's in me. So I'm actually now in the process of discovering, okay, how does that look like and how does that feel like, and what do I need to do to in order to create a solid foundation. First you have to find the building blocks. Okay, what is my foundation existing of, what is important in my life, what do I really need, and then start building those blocks to make this foundation that it's like it cannot be shaken anymore. And yeah, it's challenging to say the least.
Yeah,
It's
but
challenging.
if you follow your strategy and your inner truth, it will be much more easy for you. and I can assure you that you have the 1-3 profile, and I studied that recently a lot, because I'm making some kind of translation for children, and I'm with the profiles, and the main goal of someone who has the 1-3 profile is to find the authority, because they are always looking, like you said, they are always looking to a certain authority for the solid foundation. But the main goal for you guys is to find the authority within yourself, because you you have to you have to you have to be in control of yourself. And if I translate that for the bigger part, and this is my truth, it's never it's it is not written anywhere, but I have the feeling, for me, if I take it in a larger perspective, it is the foundation of for everyone. You guys are you guys can be living examples of finding and being your own authority. And for me, this is if this is, yeah, in the new world, you have to be like this. So for me, it's like you guys are inventing the wheel for us. And of course, everybody has another contribution to the whole. But um what I feel and what I think is that you guys are for us the foundation of the whole new being of people.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, thank you, by the way, for elaborating on that. So, what I'm discovering right now is that I was, and that's also, the 1-3, that's why Raoul also called it the martyrdom, because when you look outside yourself and like you said, I need to be in control, but what I do is relinquish the control to someone else, and they decide in my life what's happening, and I'm waiting on everybody before I will move on. So that being said, is that what I'm finding out now is that I've always been also focused not only on, other people making decisions, and then I will follow suit. And usually I will feel resentment at a certain point in time because it's not really what I wanted. I didn't have the control about it. I just follow. So that's talking about taking the control back, but also that I had foundation connected to material stuff in the world. So a solid foundation for me was always having a good income, have a solid job, have fixed friends and family around you that are always showing up in the same way, not too diverse, because then I get confused and I need to deal with them and their energies and whatever. So I needed that to be contained somehow.
It disturbs your rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm learning now that, materialism, although it's convenient, but it's totally not about that. For me, it's becoming more and more about love. And that's the single most important word now in my vocabulary is love, pure love. And when you build a foundation that is from pure love, everything changes. Everything changes. And it's a concept that is so new for me. And also, there's not a lot that I can find about it because, I'm a researcher. So what I will do is, if I see something new or I experience something new, I look it up on internet to see, if I can get some guidance or at least some input, like, okay, what is it, what this can be, or what is this about, and whatever. And up until now, I haven't found anything yet that could serve like a sort of guide to, not that I want to copy it, because I'm not a copy kind of girl, I need to find my own way. But what I usually do is I find inspiration in something that's already there. And because of my profile and, well, a lot of my gifts, by the way, too, is that I can see where improvements can be made. And then I will apply that to myself. But now I'm in this territory that there's no guidelines. So there's nothing to improve. There is always something to improve, but I don't have something solid that I can see, read, and then immediately feel like, oh yeah, if I do that better, or if I do that in this way, then it will be feeling good for me. And so in a way, it feels like I'm this explorer that finds this new land and new country, like Columbus, and you step foot on that land and you don't know a thing. And for someone that needs a solid foundation,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
slimy, it's very uncertain, it's scary, it's
Yeah.
and I'm like, can I do this? Am I able to do this? And if I look at my gifts and talents, I know I'm able to do it because I'm also a way seer, way shower, and I see all those things too. But not having a solid thing that I can work from is, yeah, it's very challenging. And then also combined with my spirit guides telling me, and my intuition, by the way, too, that I need to share this process out loud with people, because I am literally finding new ways for also other people to follow on. And that's difficult because I tend to have the imposter syndrome, it's called on internet. It's that you think of yourself that you don't know enough yet to share it. You're not an authority on that subject, so keep your mouth shut. That's something that's still deep inside of me. And that's something that I'm working on right now, okay, to let that just go and let my intuition and my and all my gifts guide me to just speak up when it's necessary, because of the moments that I do speak up about those new things with some people, like here in Puerto Vallarta, I was on the beach and I had this conversation with this beautiful lady about the relationship that I am in right now, and that has presented a lot of challenges, to say the least, but also how I look at those challenges, how I deal with those challenges in a totally different way from pure love point of view. And then she said to me, she says, I'm so happy that you shared this with me, because you showed me a total new way of looking at things from a total different perspective that I haven't heard yet. And so there was confirmation for me that it is okay to speak up, because there is people out there that are open to hear this new way of looking at things and new way of stepping into love and dealing with love issues and whatever. And there's two things in love, the pure love that I was talking about in the beginning, that's just the universal pure love that exists. And then there's also that I'm getting a lot of teachings in the love department, like men, or not per se men, women, but partners with where love is more commitment to each other, and that kind of love.
You mean romantic love? You mean romantic love?
Yes, thank you. That's a better one. I was trying to find a good word. That's a very good word. Yeah, romantic love in whatever way that look.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. So and because it's so new for me, everything that I'm discovering, I get this imposter syndrome coming up. Like, who are you to talk? You know, this is your first time experiencing this in this way. There's probably people who are already doing this, you know. So who do you think you are to tell that to people? And yeah, that's just insecurity stepping up
Yeah,
to
but I think this is normal because for you it's a gray area, and for you it's difficult to cope with a gray area, but it will bring you into movement because you will. Gray areas are very healthy for you because you are getting into movement, and then you start to investigate. And by starting to investigate, you get more and more knowledge. And maybe I have a question for you because uh, yeah, if you guys need a very safe environment to just because you have to experience. You don't. This is a journey. This is not. You don't need to have the answer right now, but you can show the journey because we can learn from the journey, and you can show the people and you can show us what doesn't work until you find something that does work. So we can learn from that if and this is, I think, the real power of someone with the one free is just by telling from experience what doesn't work or eventually what does work, gives us a lot of information, and it will prevent us from doing unnecessarily things. And the whole process is always about mutation, about evolution of the humankind. Because this is the real power. If you are talking about love, and love is a power, and the real power for the driving power for people is love, and it's always, and not only for people but all for all living creatures, is to stay alive, to be able to live. And but the environment is always changing, and because it's always changing, we are always busy with mutation. So we always will be of need of information about the mutation. And you guys give us the information about the mutation because you guys are actually, this is why you are born. And of course it's made most parts, the free is the part of the free part in your profile is a part of uh, getting the experience. You are bumping up into things or relationship or whatever, and the one part is the investigator. And but what I've read in Ra's book, and it is very, I was very yeah, excited about it. But I just want to tell you guys this because we the half of the profiles has a 3 or a 6. If you have a six in your profile, the 6 in the early ages of the life, from 0 to about 30, 35, they have the same experiences as someone with a 3. So if you count everything from the profile with a 3 or a 6, you will notice it's half. So it's very important. The whole experience thing is a very important thing. And it gives us the information to survive. what doesn't work and what does work.
Thank you. You helped me a lot by
Oh,
telling this. Yeah, because a friend of mine, she said, why don't you start a podcast or like a vlog or something and share just what you're going through and what your experiences are? Because I was sharing also something with her and she was like, everybody will recognize this. Everybody that, especially women who will listen to that, they will all be like, oh yeah, I've done that. And so she says, and then, you share your experience. But immediately my mind was like, yeah, but I have to come up with a solution then, because, I have to tell the solution to the problem or the challenge. And what you just said actually makes my life way easier, because if I can share also what doesn't work, then that opens up a lot of possibilities for me to share, because I haven't got the
I know
answers
it.
for everything yet,
No,
So
no.
I never, it's so obvious, but I never saw that. I never saw that I could also share what is not working.
Yeah, it's very important information, my darling.
Yeah, but for me, I don't know if that is important, because I'm living it. So what's not working, that's something that goes to the back of my mind almost immediately, because I will look for what is working and everything that's not working. Yeah, okay, I found it out, but then it's gone and I move ahead or move forward. Um, but there's a lot of things that, yeah, I find out that don't work, and it takes, I will find out lots of things that don't work, because I keep trying and keep trying, until I finally find a way that works better. Not even that it is the solution, but it works better. But even then, I will keep polishing it until I find the way for me that it works. And that's also something. But I can, of course, how do you call that, incorporate that in what I share. This is all what I am experiencing, and people can listen to it and maybe experiment with it, but it's not like set in stone. Whatever I say is not working can work for maybe someone else. It's and that, oh, good that I said that out loud, because that's also holding me back, I recognize now. I don't want to be the guru, I don't want people looking up to me for answers or whatever. I just want to live my life the best way I can. And that's of course very connected to the 1-3 profile, because I'm here for myself. And
Can I give you a tip?
yeah, please.
Yeah, for you, it's very important to be first a little bit more secure about sharing, and give yourself the time, because you need to investigate. And if you have the feeling that your foundation for this is strong enough, then you will automatically start open up and tell. You just need to give yourself more time. Don't push it, because you need security, more security, because and this is very important, because otherwise yeah, if you're not secure, you cannot be outgoing,
Yeah,
and you have to honor yourself for that. This is very important for people with a 1-3. First, you have to give yourself the time to become more secure, and to know more, to investigate. You need to investigate, and then after a while, when you know more and your foundation is more solid, then you will feel in your body, I think, that you will be able to talk about it. So if you have the feeling, yeah, I can't do it yet, you just need more time, and you need more time to investigate or whatever.
yeah,
Then you are maybe a little bit too much still in the gray area.
Thank you. Yeah, that rings, that food, that feels, yeah, that resonates with me. Yeah, that's the mind, taking over, thinking, oh, now I have to do that and I need to do it now. Well, I'm not feeling it. So, yeah, thank you for the reminder to stay in touch with my body. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, because you need time to explore, to discover. You guys discover things, and then yeah, I think I discover as well because I also have the free. But you guys discover things by investigating, and then so it's very important to give yourself the space to discover.
yeah, yeah,
But it,
true.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. it's it's such a beautiful thing, yeah. And then I'm thinking about that for children, and you need to, yeah, it's so interesting. It's so really it's And I just started with the one free, so I have all the other 11 profiles yet to come. So,
Exciting times, exciting times.
yeah, it is, yes, it
So how
is.
do you research? Because you have the three. That's the other part. That's the more the living by experience.
Yeah,
Um, so because you're writing a book and you just shared that you read up about it, and so how does it work for you? Because people can get confused, like, oh, I don't have a one in my profile, so I cannot research anything. Of course, that's not true. So now I'm curious, how does it show up for you with you have a 3-5, no?
yeah, I
Yeah.
have a
So how
free.
does that? What do you do? How is it showing up in your life? What brings you
Yeah,
joy in doing?
I
That.
have to put myself. For me, it's very easy to. I love just writing and experience what the inspiration tells me, and then I write and I write and I write and I write. But of course, I also need to do research, and that part for me is not an obvious thing like it is for you. And I can be resilient for resistant. How do you say it? If weerstand.
Resistant.
Yeah, resistant. I experience some resistance sometimes, and I really need to feel that first, and then I walk a lot of rounds in the room, and then come on, Chris, you can sit down and start to do it. Start to do it, and then yeah, but why do I have to do? No, you have to do it. So there is a voice inside of my head, and my body is going everywhere, and then I feel it, and then okay, and I love it, of course. But for me, it is also a little bit. It's not only because it's not only for me because of the 3 and 5, which makes it a little bit more difficult than for you. For you, it's normal. But I also have a purpose that says I don't need to learn. I need, for me, learning is like being suppressed. I need to be open completely, and I don't. I only need to open myself and to accept myself for 100% who I am, and accept the wisdom, and then it comes out. But but then there's some downside because people want some proof, and yeah, you need to build it, and to Yeah, you need some Yeah, you need something that yeah,
Proofs.
yeah, that proves. And of course, why should because one of the tools I use for my book for the children's is human design. So I need to know about human design, otherwise I can't be in service for that. So because of that, I am able to read it, and I'm able to learn and to. But what I need to do is I need to translate it in my own words. Otherwise, because of the right angle, I need to talk. I need to talk with. Most of the times, I need to talk about my experiences, like you. So I have to translate it into the experience and how I experience things, and with a lot of examples, but also how it comes through me, the knowledge, and then I have to find my own voice. So I am not. So I cannot respond like a regular person. Like for me, it's a little bit more complicated than for someone else about learning and
Yeah,
research.
yeah. So what this triggers a question with me.
Yeah,
So as you explain, you have the gift that you just know things
yeah,
and you're open, so you have a total new way probably also of bringing things to people's attention. um, and you said, okay, but people need proof. Yeah, correct, you said that. So I think we talked about this in one of the peer meetings about this gifts, and you shared a lot of personal experience with it, and we discovered that there's other people with other gifts that can find the proof for you.
yeah, yeah.
So now this triggers the question: why do you still feel the need that you need to collaborate your inner wisdom with like the basics of human design?
Mm, can you
Well,
don't completely understand the question?
so if you would write, just sit down and let yourself be like the vessel that writes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do.
then your all the knowledge you have will come out that is
Hmm.
necessary, and then coupled with the experiences that you can share. But then you said, but because I was asking about the research, so you said, yeah, but people need proof about what I'm saying, so I'm researching human design. And for me, that um, comes across like, okay, that's a sort of building. I'm building in the proof from human design side that what I'm sharing with you guys is true. That's how it
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But
feels
that
for me.
no, yeah, yeah. But I think I explained it on the wrong things. I just use it for because I don't need to invent the wheel. So I use his knowledge from human design to combine as a tool to combine it in my book.
Okay,
And
yeah,
it's
that
not
makes
it,
more sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not it's not about proof because
no,
I let go of the proof.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
I for me it's very important to let it go because if I try to prove, uh, then I will go away from the person I am.
yeah, exactly. So maybe it's good if you want to. What is the name of this gift? Do you know
The
the name?
16, yeah, the gift of many talent, many the gift of many skills.
Okay. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit more for our viewers, because I believe that knowing this, when you have that gift and you know this from yourself, that you sometimes just know or are able to do things without being able to prove how you know it or where it comes from, or, that stuff. I think that can help our viewers that have this gift, become more acceptant of, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more how you experience this gift in your life?
You mean the 16? I don't have it, huh?
No, oh, you were talking about, or it's your purpose then. Was it
My
in your purpose
purpose,
that you
yeah.
don't know?
My
Okay, maybe
purpose,
you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
yeah.
About your purpose.
My purpose is just sharing the wisdom and be exactly who I am, and I get all kinds of skills, all kinds of things I can do. I don't need to learn. I don't need to learn anything. For me, learning is like suppressing. I'm yeah. I think it is a kind of a channel, something like that, and all the skills, all the knowledge, everything I need at that moment, it is hand over to me. I get it, and but the the information I get, it is very abstract. It is very and and it's very deep. And I can tell you guys, I am very at the moment. Not I'm not struggling, but I am. I don't know. It's for me. It's a gray area, and I have to find out how how deep I am, because I find myself many times that I'm telling wisdom. I'm telling things to people, and then I think you understand what I mean, and that I have somehow the feeling that everybody can understand what I say, and but most of the time, and I mean most of the time, people can't, and for them I think it's maybe 90%, maybe more. I don't know, but and every time when uh, maybe I have too many times, I have the expectations I have that someone does understand me, but then I still find with things that I still see them not understanding what I say, and I have to let go of expectations for about other people. But for me, you ask me, how is it to have this gift or to have this purpose or to be me? Yeah, I'm still finding out, and it is like Ra says, it is hilariously funny, and I still get more and more the feeling about that, but um I have to be honest that sometimes it can be very lonely, alone, not lonely, because lonely is negative, but alone. And and it and I need to be, yeah, the biggest thing I have to learn in life is to be patient, because everything I say or I write, and I think it will probably be the same with my book. So I must be sure that I don't have too many expectations about that. But and it's a little bit the same with you, because you are saying you are saying, yeah, I have to tell people, and but I don't have the solutions yet. I have to tell people what doesn't work. So I have to tell people what I know and what they don't understand. And then most of my life, I didn't I decided not to talk anymore because I found it very difficult sometimes to all the time to see people like, what is he talking about? And I have the 5 in my profile. That means I need to be a little bit aware of my reputation. Actually, it needs to, because a rebel needs to be proved. Otherwise, people would say cuckoo, and it's okay. The older I become, the more I say I don't care what people think, and I know I am like you. I'm more and more able to talk, and I have more and more the courage to talk, and I I embrace more and more what I am, because I pushed it away a lot of time when I was younger. I pushed it away, and actually I don't embrace it for a long time. It is quite a process. It has been quite a process for me, and it's still a process for me. But I must continue with speaking. This is the time. I was talking before about my throat, like we have the same. Also, there's something going on with my throat chakra, with my throat center. And so this is the time to talk, even even when most of the people don't understand what I'm saying, or they say, but there are people, and this is also very beautiful, because there are people with the 16th gift, with the gift of many skills. They are very attractive to the information what I have to tell, and they are able to go to they are able, and they have the skills to take it into the process of proving. So they um, so I can teach them my wisdom. And the funny thing is that this is how so nice how the world, the universe works. That I was not aware of it, but I do have a lot of people around me in my inner circle, or with a 16th gift already. So it is very funny if you find this out. So that gave me a lot of yeah. It gave me a lot of peace, and it made me very happy. That all right, and I do notice that, because I do notice that people with that gift are interested, and I can tell them more than people without this gift.
Yeah, that's interesting because I wanted to get back to something that you said. Um, so for me, having the right people around me, I notice that I can open up and they will most of the time understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So that was actually, I was like, okay, is that maybe what's also showing up for you? That, the people that are resistant to what you share and not understanding it, maybe those are not the right people at all. They are not there they don't have maybe the gifts, or they are not right at the right awareness level yet to get what you're saying. And that it because we have the peer meetings, and I for one almost always understand what you're saying. So is that because I'm so intelligent? No, I don't think that has anything to do with it, but I feel the message and I resonate most of the times with the message. So, and therefore I intuitively just understand what you're saying. And I'm not unique in that kind. There's more people in the world,
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
will have the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So could it be that
It's your
if you
awareness.
would surround yourself with other people, that would be less challenging, because you will meet new people that are like understanding of what you're saying, and maybe even can take it steps further by using the information and go work with it. Could that be also a thing, or?
No, I just need to let go of my ego part, like my pain body. Like Eckhart Tolle is talking about pain bodies, about previous things in life, about conditioning. I just need to let go of the conditioning part.
I
And
just,
huh?
I just need to let go, as if like,
I
it
know.
sounds always so easy, yeah.
It sounds very easy, but it is very challenging. But I just, the more I do it, and the more I have to say it is actually just that. It has to come from me. I have to let go of the conditioning part and just be me. And then I will attract.
Yeah,
I attract the right people no matter what. But it's always what do I believe? What do I think? If from the conditioning part I think nobody can understand me, then I attract people they do not understand me. But
yeah,
if I from the conditioning part let go of the conditioning part and I say I talk, and the people who will understand me, they will understand me, and the people who are not able to understand me, they will respect me for what I tell, and then they say okay, whatever, it's okay. And I have to let go of all the expectations, and this is for me it is a challenging part, but I'm getting better in it, I have to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I believe that there's a combination going on there. You say the expectations, that's one part. What I notice in my life is, and that has to do with conditioning also, is I tell myself so many stories, so many stories. Like you said, if I keep telling myself people cannot understand me, they just won't understand you, because that's what you're attracting.
Yes.
And I'm noticing more and more how many stories I'm telling myself about a lot of things. And I'm becoming more and more aware of that. And it's an interesting process, because then when the moment you notice it and become aware of it, then already room and space gets around it. So you're already, creating more space and room for yourself to just be. And yeah, it's interesting. I read a book from Brene Brown once. I don't know because I read a lot of books from her, so I don't know which exactly, Daring Greatly or whatever, which one it is. But she always has this theme, and she really made me aware of, okay, what kind of stories are we telling ourselves? And like one of the examples, and that's a very vivid example, was that I was operated on my back on, like years ago. I had back surgery down below, and so they put pins and screws and whatever in it to fix it and to fixate it. So fix and fixate it. So for the longest time, I didn't do certain stuff because I was afraid that, if I would fall, or if something would happen, that surgery would be void. Would I
Mhm.
do get another damage and whatever. So then I fall downstairs from like up all the way down, boom, 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 full with my back on the staircases, and nothing happened. I was fine. I didn't feel a thing. Yeah, I was, of course, I had bruises, but my back, the whole surgery area, it was fine. And it was in that moment that I realized that, yeah, I keep telling myself, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, because of blah, 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 blah. And I was actually protecting myself from nothing. And that made me more and more aware that, and also with my heart, when I had the heart infarction and afterwards, for a long time, I told myself, oh, I cannot drive a car. I cannot do this. I cannot do that because of my heart. And what if something happens and I don't know, I get unwell and maybe I will drive into someone, that I will hurt myself. Okay, swap. But if I hurt someone else, that would be really, really bad. And then I started recognizing that I was telling myself a story over and over again why I couldn't. And then I was like, wait, I need to tell myself a different story. Okay, if I drive, what is the things that I can do in the moment that I would feel not well, for example? What would I do? And I just wrote out like, okay, then you stop the car. You put on your danger lights.
Yeah.
And you take your puff, you wait. People will drive around you. Maybe some will hung the horn. Well, so be it. But or you go to a parking place if you still feel well enough. So I had a plan of attack, and so I started driving again, and then discovered like, okay, yeah, I can drive. I can do stuff again. So for me, the first thing was rewriting certain stories. And now I'm at the point that I'm like releasing the story in total and leave it blank. Because in the moment that I leave it blank, I give myself all the opportunity that is available to me. But for me, it had to gradual working up to that moment. That was what I needed, or that worked for me. Let's put it like that. So, but it's like love. I'm having relations here with a guy, and I'm catching myself on telling myself so many stories about why things are as they are, or why things happen as they happen, and I don't even have a clue if it's true. I'm just feeling it in, and I'm like, why am I doing that? And I noticed that around me, everybody is doing it in one way or another. Everybody has their own stories about topics in life, in love, in work, in whatever. And I think it's of course it's connected to conditioning. Conditioning is a story that is being told to us over and over and over again, and then we make our own adjustments to what our own experience was, and that becomes our story. And I think that's really connected, by the way, also with the pain body that you talked about with Eckhart Tolle. It's the story that you tell yourself that keeps that pain body alive.
Yeah.
Because when that happens, you will make sure it happens, because you're attracting that thing to happen over and over and over again. And you get the confirmation. You see the story I tell myself, it's true. So yeah, the story thing is a conditioning, stories, and there's a lot to learn in that department in the whole world by every human being.
Yes.
So, well, the hour is gone already.
Yeah, it's poof.
Damn. Well, I think we can wrap. Do you still have anything to add to the last thing that I said?
Nope.
No, then we leave it at that, because that's a more that's Dutch people. That's that's a good closure. Oh, I have a funny thing, a little funny thing that I want to share. I'm talking so much English and Spanish right now. So I met this guy who has a bar here, and he's Dutch. And it was impossible for me to just talk Dutch to him. So I was like speaking Dutch, English, and Spanish all at the same time. And I looked at him and I said, this probably sounds very confusing to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just couldn't get to the words anymore. It was so silly.
Yeah, that will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an interesting observation from my part that happened.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, Christine, I want to wish you a very good week. And yeah, if all goes well, we will see each other next week again.
Yes.
Is there any last words you want to say to the audience?
Have a good time.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Oh, and
Bye.
don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate it very much.
Yes. Bye.